welcome. And guys, hopefully you have had a great and amazing weekend. I sure did. In fact, I was calling out some take profits throughout the weekend. Hopefully you guys did read them or took them because I was publishing them on the additional content channel that we have going on. So guys, welcome, and hopefully you have a great Monday and great week overall. So let's take a look at what we got here, guys. So we are 49. We are pretty big class. So let me say, hey, Thomas, what is it? Welcome, and long time no seen. Glad to have you here, and welcome back. Also, let me see who else is in here for the new members. Welcome. Hopefully, guys, you have a great class today with me. Okadi, what's up? Okodi, sorry, I always butcher your name there. Sorry for that. So welcome. Delta Pilot, welcome. Crypto Vikings, welcome. Jakey, welcome. Little Fish, what's up, brother? And welcome. Jeff, what's up? Let me start also with Tomuru, what is up? Money Trains, what's up? What is it? Megatron. Hey, love that name. You should be getting a very cool picture there to go with that name. Love it. Cambista, what's up? Middle Lane, what's up? And welcome. Alexino QC, what's up? CT17, what is up, brother? Welcome back. DV 1 star, welcome. Carl G, what's up? Crypto Viking, welcome, brother. Nice to have you back. Aaron, as always, great to have you back. Lucky60, JCL, sorry, welcome. Jim Posey, what is up? And welcome back. Tesla Pilot, love that name. Welcome. Ben Cooper, what is up? And welcome back. Jakey, as always, welcome back. Mike Sebastino, what is up? Little Fish, as always. Dolphin Mike, what is up? Jake Draken, what is up? Andy K1946, what is up? Kato, what is up? And welcome back, brother. Was it Midinge? I don't know. Welcome back, and great to have you here. Alliance, what is up? And welcome. Godan, what is up? GU, what is up? Maney, what's up? Yo, what is up, brother? Welcome back. Versudi, what is up? Sabi, welcome. Anonymous, what is up? And welcome. Mouse, welcome. A3JP, what is up, brother? And welcome back. Great to have you here. Supernatural, what is up, brother? Welcome back. West Coasting, Demo, what's up, brother? Great to have you here. Jongester, what is up? Solo, Digital, hey, what's up, brother? Welcome back. Long time no see. El Toro Loco, as always, great to have you here. Timor, what's up? Nate, ABS, come on, Digit, DT, what's up? And welcome back. And Lewisage. So, what's up, guys? Welcome back. And hopefully, guys, you are having a great Monday. So, if I skip you, please let me know on the side chat. And always, as always, let me know if you have any questions right here on my left, because I'm here to help. And today, it is a 101 class for Chart Prime. But before we dive into the indicators, let's take a look at what has happened throughout the weekend, and also what could we be expecting throughout the next week. And then we're gonna be going into how to set up the indicators. Again, today is gonna be 101 how to set indicators. Also, if you have any questions, please let me know. So let's go to my charts in here. So first of all, we have the initial setup of INJ that I did today on the Piper's Academy. So if you want to see most of what's happening there, please go check out the Piper's Academy YouTube channel, and you'll see my latest live stream. So I am talking about how I am waiting for this breakout or retest, and then finding that confirmation both on my RSI Prime and also on my oscillator here. So it seems like I'm about to be breaking that. So stay tuned, because we could be doing the same thing that happened here. So a little rage and then going back down. But again, I am holding, because for me, that is a waiting sound until I don't see a breakthrough and retest. I will not be considering a re-entry there. So, hey, what's up, Digital? Thank you for that, brother, for sharing that with us. So let's see what else we have throughout the weekend. Let me see if I can pull it up here or copy the... Where is it? Give me just 1 second, because I want to show you guys here. So is it on bonus content? Let's see. Let me copy this. Copy the link and also paste it. Oh, and paste it here for you guys. So also throughout the weekend, there I was calling yesterday night to take profits of Illuvium. Why? Because look at my alarms in here. You'll see that I have Illuvium at 20 hours. So let's go over there. And what happened, it is that we had those head and shoulders. Let me clean this up so you can see it much better. All right, let's see. Oh, too much cleanliness. Here we go. We had the previous prediction at the bottom of the channel going up to the trend line in here, waiting to see if we have retest. Remember how I called today on INJ? I'm not going to be able to, or I will not be considering entry after I have a breakthrough confirmation or retest. Well, then this is exactly why. Look at that. Breakthrough. All right. Here we go. Let's see it. Breakthrough. Look at that. Closing out right above that trend line. All right. Then what I have here, a doji candle. All right. And then a huge candle going back into that parameter. All right. Into that triangle. So what does that mean? Remember that, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I'm looking here and what I'm going to be explaining. And on the Piper Academy, I explained this with a range, but now I'm going to be explaining it with a rising wedge. All right. So we usually see the price action kind of like going up, all right, and then making the pattern. All right. If we start seeing the pattern or the price action hovering at the middle point of that pattern below, remember that we are expecting that breakthrough to happen to the lower sections. All right. It is not 100% accuracy, but usually that's what happens. All right. If we see it the other way around, maybe going like that, and then start making that little pattern here, well, then we could be expecting to have a higher chance to be breaking up in here and then continuing upwards. All right. But what happens if you start ranging here and then we do this? All right. Now what I'm expecting is to see, based on where I was at that point, look at that, almost there on the flip of the ribbon. All right. So I was waiting for either a continuation to the upside or a flip of the ribbon. All right. So what I had, well, then what at this point I should be looking at either the same zone, either breaking above or flipping back down on my oscillator. All right. And then going for that retest. What happened if I then flip up as I bouncing here? Well, then I'm in for a long. All right. So I'm going to the upside and then entering for that continuation of that pattern. All right. But what happens if, just like in here, just like this candle, all right, breaks back inside, I can close inside with maybe, instead of a bouncing here, instead of seeing a bounce, I see a breakthrough like that, all right here. Well, then the most likely scenario is that I'm going to be visiting the center of that pattern. And if I break below the center of that pattern, most likely I'm going to go ahead and touch the bottom of that range, all right? And if I touch the bottom of here, well, then I need to see if I'm bouncing up for the next movement or if I'm continuing down. If I continue down, most likely I'm going to have a breakthrough, retest, and off we go, all right? So now that we have three different examples, this one as one example, this real one that we've been following day on day, and then the Piper Academy is one that I made with a range. Let's figure out what happened here. Look at that. Beautiful retesting here, going back down. Remember, I was also explaining that on Friday. All right, I was explaining this on Friday. So you can go watch that class after this one. And what happened, I was looking at this zone in here, my previous high, and not only that, this section in here for a little space as I have, this one here, as I have a little range for me to maybe find that reversal, all right? What happened? I did have that reversal with the flip of the ribbon in here, all right? And then break back inside. I had 1, 2, 3 candles and then the reaction candle, all right? So did you have a chance? Of course you have, 4, 8, and then an extra 4 candle there. So 4, 4, and 4, all right? So basically a whole day in there. All right. So what I did is basically when I see it jumping in or getting here and getting a rejection, I enter on the last candle. Number 3, good thing that I saw it on time. And then I just ride this short all the way here. And then as I was hitting this zone, why? Because I had my first resistance there, all right, here. You can see 101.21. Look at that, somewhere around there. 101, let's see, 21, somewhere. All right, somewhere around there, right? 101. So you can see TP number 1, and then the base of my structure there, of my pattern. So TP number 2, and then what I do, trail it, all right? So just so you know, my trailing zone, it's somewhere around here, right? If the price bounces up, it will be closing my third and last target in here, and then I'm going to try to reposition myself at this point, just like it did here, just like it did here, just like it did here, and now I will be relying on my oscillator to see if I'm going to be breaking through, retesting, and continuing, or if I'm going to be having a rejection. Exact same scenario that I had here. All right. Yeah, an epic week. Exactly, Digital. An epic week there. So, any questions on Illuvium right now? I mean, I believe this is very, very important. So, when you start using the indicators and you start seeing your support and resistances, you can also start predicting where is it going to be moving. All right. Remember, I'm looking for confluence. Remember, confluence, guys. That is the name of the game. All right. Any questions on this trade? Let me know right now. So I will be answering questions before I move into the next one. Lex G, Master Lex G, what is up, brother? And welcome back. Exactly. Don't hesitate to ask. Especially new members, please ask. Also, guys, remember, if you don't know the answer to something that I ask, don't worry, give it a guess. I'm not going to be here judging you or anything like that. I rather see what is on your head so I can better explain what's happening in the charts, all right? Remember, there are no simple questions. There are no dumb questions. There are only questions, and every single question is important for me because usually the questions that get flagged as basic, most basic or like meaningless questions, they are usually the most interesting and important questions. Why? Because they go back into the foundation of trading, and having a strong foundation make strong traders. So guys, do not hesitate, and also remember that every single time that you type in here, you're earning points that you could be exchanging for free TradingView coins and many other prices. So give it a shot and ask me any and all of your questions, guys. All right. In the meantime, remember, I can go back, so don't worry if I'm moving to the asset. Just let me know. This example is perfect for the power of the oscillator flip. Exactly. Yes. Thank you for that, Digital. Love it. By the way, guys, for the veterans, if you keep participating, I love it. It makes for a great class when you guys start participating, because your knowledge and also what you have developing here, it's always spicing the class up. So love it, love it, love it. Also, veterans, don't hesitate to keep participating. So DV1 Star, what's up, brother? Reading you. AR4 Chain, what's up, brother? Reading you. Let's just make a little pausing here. In the meanwhile, we have you guys here. I also see Spee. Hey, what's up, Spee? Welcome back. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? Also reading you, brother. Can you go over stop loss? Yes, of course. Chuck, I did point you out at video number 1 on the important classes inside the additional content. Do you had a chance to watch it? Please let me know, because that's where I take a ton of time, all the time that is required to explain you how to operate and use a stop loss strategy. So let me know. I mean, if you had a chance, not yet, we'll do it next. Perfectly. All right. Just so we don't spend the whole class on stop loss, but that is an important question, and I want to address it. Just wanted to know if you had a chance to watch it or not, but that's fine. Not yet, we'll do it next. Can you show the oscillator with money flow? Absolutely. So let me bring up a couple of things here. It's going to be a little technical, and then I'm going to answer first Spee and then Chuck. All right, Chuck? So let's see what I have here. And for that, guys, give me an asset, whatever asset, something that we haven't looked at recently, just so I can make a clean example without that much spaghetti here. Sol. All right, Sol. Oh, guys, did you saw that Sol is flipping Ethereum on the NFT market? It's been crazy. All right, let's do Sol. Look at that beautiful analysis that we had on Sol. Guys, didn't we call this? I mean, that was amazing. So remember that we're talking about this section on the VPVR and then adding it at the bottom. Look at that beautiful bounce on that one. Don't worry if you don't caught it. I believe that we are on a strong downtrend at this point. We are not bearish. That doesn't mean that we're not in a local downtrend, all right? Still too much spaghetti, so let's go to the next one. AKT. I haven't seen that. Let me see. AKT, what is it? Is it, are we talking about against NASDAQ or is it crypto? Let me know. All right, crypto then. Perfect. Your money train stock. What would you like to talk about it? Let me know. What are you interested on? Like the technicals or what is it? What would you like to unveil today? All right, perfect. Let me know. Just keep typing. I'll go back to your comments in here as I finish this analysis. But I'm very interested on what you want me to go over. All right, perfect. Talking about the money flow. All right. First of all, guys, since today's 101, I'm going to be explaining this. If you're looking for money flow and you're looking for this Prime Oscillator Pro, which SPY, I believe that you are not. Let me get to that, but I'm going to explain this. And I know you already know this, but for the new members, my oscillator in here, this is called the middle ribbon, all right? The middle ribbon, it usually shows me the momentum. Guys, could anybody remember their physics class on momentum? What is momentum build up on real physics? On maybe your 12th grade, your high school classes on momentum. What is it build up? What is the formula, the base formula? So let's see. The base formula of momentum, it has to do with what? With mass and what? What else? Mass and speed, mass and velocity, mass and let me do this. Perfect. All right. Velocity, exactly. Velocity, volume. I'm going to get to that, Nate, but you are correct. You are correct on volume. And also, Demo, you are perfectly correct there. Yes. Force on El Toro Loco. Force. Well, force is a different formula, but it has to do with that. We'll translate it in a minute. Liquidity grab, much leverage liquidated, and power shoulder. All right. So the actual formula on physics, real physics, right? It is mass, all right, how massive something is, and then the speed, all right, the velocity, or speed or velocity, right, or acceleration. Depending on which one you're going to be choosing on the speed, velocity, or acceleration, you will need to add or subtract a little bit more, a little bit less on your formula, right? This is not physics, don't worry. So now let's grab those same concepts and adding them to trading, all right? For us to read momentum, we could be adding volume, and that's exactly what Nate 212 mentioned it. Volume could be as a measurement on how big, how massive, you see that? How massive a coin is, all right? The greater the volume, usually the greater their market cap. The greater their market cap, usually the greater the volume. Does that make sense? Let me know. Remember, just by saying yes or no, you're earning points. So go ahead and grab your points in here. Let me know. So, do you agree or do you disagree? So, perfect. All right. Now, here's where the tricky things comes, and we could be changing different things in here, right? So, are we going to be choosing speed or velocity or acceleration, right? So, what could we be related to acceleration? And I'm looking at you, Speed, because this is where your question lays out. And I'm going to be then moving to a different oscillator, but that has to do with this answer. All right. Keep in mind, markets are made to wreck as many. Yes, absolutely. I always say it, and look at Master G, yeah, absolutely, again, with another great master comment here. I always say that the crypto market or the markets are kind of like the big money or the big companies casino, right? Or the whales casino, where they take our money. So we need to be smart and start growing and eating those little fishes, all right? And just making that move around those whales. So, yep. El Toro Loco, say the liquidity grab. That could be a very nice addition. But where do you have a liquidity at? I'm going to propose something that is a little better here. Or not better, but easier to understand, which is going to be money flow, all right? Why? Because money flow, it is a measurement on how fast liquidity or money is rushing in that value. It's rushing in or out of that asset. Does that make sense? Let me know in here. So if we agree, and let me know here. So if we agree that speed could be money flow, all right, well, then we can be mixing volume and money flow together to get momentum, all right? One is going to equilibrate the other because usually volume, when do you know that we have enough volume? Well, you usually wait for that big over average bar of volume, all right? So usually when you see that volume jumping in, you are usually too late to trade it instantly, but you could be at the beginning of a bigger movement, all right? What if we start seeing a big money flow rushing in, but the volume is slowly going in, but the money flow is rushing, right? So as you can see, we compensate one to another, basically giving us what we see as the flip of the ribbon. The flip of the ribbon is when we see something breaking, all right, and going the opposite direction. Could be the volume or it could be the money flow. Does that make sense? So if you're interested to see money flow, you do have it in a combination with volume on this oscillator, prime oscillator, all right? Having said that, and Digital love that animation, love it. Having said that, let me go to Speed's answer, all right? So if you go into here, the gear icon, and we go over oscillator select, you also see that we have 3 different oscillators, all right? I'm going to be going for the trend fusion oscillator. Let me click there and click OK. Perfect. Now oh yeah, perfect. Yes, this is it. All right. Now, let's take a look at here what we have. This is, for me, the X rate of the prime oscillator. This is, again, the money flow, the trend fusion oscillator, all right? Trend fusion oscillator. For me, the trend fusion oscillator is like X-raying the prime oscillator, all right? Why? Because we can see the trend, all right? And then we can see this faint blue as money flow version 1. And then we can see this green here as money flow version 2. What is the difference? Well, as you may already know, money flow can be calculated in a slightly different way with different data, all right? So we have grabbed the 2 most popular data and then adding our perspective on how to refine that data, all right, and plot it here separately, all right? So when you see money flow rushing in and also money flow keep moving up, well, then you are just waiting for that breaking point, right, to see a movement to the upside. Might not be such a huge movement, and look at that. When this money flow, which is much more reactive, start flowing out, well, then let's see the other one. There's something interesting here, guys, which tells you that we could be ranging, and most likely we are going to be ranging. That is encounter or counteracting or discrepancy between money flow indicators. Let me show you. Like, let's see. Here we go. This portion in here, I think, oh, yeah. No, this is it. All right. What's happening here? For one part, we see one much more reactive money flow going in, and then another less reactive money flow going out, all right? There's going to be a vertex pointing here where both of those sync up, which usually is the end of the range. But while we have opposite money flow movements, usually they cancel each other, all right? And that will usually give us a ranging zone. Does that make sense? Let me know. Perfect. Speed. Is this the oscillator you were referring to? Let me know. I'm very interested in that. Perfect, guys. Love it when you participate. Okay, makes more sense. Yes, perfect, Speed. Great to have your board. So, Anonymous, what's up? So it is the important thing that they cancel each other? No. Yes and no. It is just like, all right, let's call it like driving, all right? When you're driving, you need your hands for the steering wheel. You need your sight to see what's coming ahead. You need your ears, all right, to hear whether you have some cars passing you by, or maybe a flat tire, you could basically see it or hear it, all right? So, and then you also need your feet or your foot to start braking and accelerating. So, what would be more important? Not being able to use your feet, not being able to use your hands, or not being able to use your sight? or your hearing, right? They are important, and I wouldn't dare to drive without missing one of those. Does that make sense? Exactly, all of them. Exactly, all of them. So, trying to answer an anonymous question. What is important? The important is the relationship within them both, right? But do not give it one a little bit more than the other one. They act in confluence to each other. Let's see the charts and let me explain you a little bit more on that. Would you agree on that? Anonymous, let me know. So for that, let me put a couple of lines in here so we can start analyzing. It's going to be all the way here. All right. Double click. Let's see. Vancouver. What's that for? Just wondering, just to see if I need to re-explain something, or if you understand it, or if I mis-explain or something like that. Let me know. I'm very interested on that one. Let's see also Nate. Yes, highlights will be a range zone. Yep. Let's see. Bear in mind that this could be up-ranging, down-ranging, on sideways ranging, depending on which money flow it's pushing or pulling which side. All right. And look at that. Were we ranging? Yes or no? Just only based on money flow. You see that? Perfect. Let me read you guys. That helps a bit. Thanks. Great. If you want me to go farther, and let me go here, Anonymous. If you want me to explain a little bit farther, let me know what could I be missing on my explanation for me to explain you better. Let me know. All right, Vancouver, funny. Yeah, thanks. Supernatural, thank you. Learning so much from you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And by the way, Supernatural, this is not me teaching. This is only me explaining my experience and my knowledge on the indicators. So when you see something that you could be teaching, helping in the class, please do so, right? Remember that the key on this class, on what we are so successful on the trace and the knowledge of this class, is that we act collectively, all right? This is not a hierarchy, all right? We all are traders. We all are in the same boat trying to improve and learn together. So whenever you have something that you want to share, please do, and I'll be pulling it up here for everybody to watch. So let's see what else. What exactly are we looking for in they channel each other? If they cancel each other, a range. So if they're canceling each other, we're usually expecting a range, right? So like for example, you see it, the money flow leaving and then the other money flow jumping in, and you're going for that base. So maybe you are at this point of this support, you see rejection. Well, then you are not expecting a complete breakthrough, the big support, and then retest and off you go. Why? Because we see conflicting data or canceling each other on money flow, which means for one side, it seems like the money is coming, and the other side, it seems like the money is leaving. Therefore, there could be an equilibrium between money going out and going in. Does that make sense? Let me know that. CT17, yes, demo. What about MVP? Let me take a look at that one. But what about the MVP? Could you be a little more specific? You missed this. What did I miss? Are you doing to be doing any classes on Crown's indicators at any point that you'll act? All right, I haven't programmed any Crown indicators classes. But if you want me to make a class, please go on to the feature request and ask for it. And then we could be taking a look at, for example, Tuesdays of Crown Jewels indicators. Or we could be doing a static video on that. Because so far I do understand that Crown teaches his own indicators. As Jay Bravo teaches his own. Or also we could be just adding tips and tricks on how we could be using those indicators. But yeah, we don't touch on those indicators that much because they teach them on their channel. But if you want me to teach how I would be using it or how I use them, let me know on the feature request, please. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, also remember that Crown also offers on the YouTube videos on how to use his indicators besides his paid courses. But yeah, we have Crown and Jay Bravo crew with us now. Yeah, absolutely. So let's see what else. Any other question that I have missed about this explanation? Let me know. Do we find range there? Yes, we did found a range in here. Okay, great. We'll do perfect Crypto Viking. I'll also be looking at that one and maybe preparing a class based on your request. We'll love to that. Perfect. Yes, but Crown's in here. All right. Me too. Good idea. Perfect. All right. Any more questions before we move into Bitcoin retracement. And who requested Bitcoin thing? So I did skip, I believe. Anonymous, did you request the Bitcoin movement? I would like to know how can I use pro liquidity zones to add to my trading. Pro liquidity zones are some kind of like a support and resistances. So you are expecting for the price to go and grab the liquidity zone, and then based on the reaction, and also remember, it is not only about the liquidity zone, it's about if you are having support resistance. And also, let's do a quick example in here. So I guess you're talking about the one inside Dynamics Pro, right? Market Dynamics Pro, isn't it? Let's see, where do I have them? Let me first start predictive ranges because I have them there. And also let me turn off my prime ranges and train assistant, just so we can start fresh and then start adding stuff on top of each other, right? So let's see, perfect, we got it here. And liquidity, where is it? Maybe I don't have it here. Is it the old version that I have here? Hello, Jeff, what's up? Exactly, conflicts. Yeah, I have it in Market Dynamics Pro. Oh, yeah, I see. Wait. Oh, shit. Sorry for that. My bad. Market Dynamics Pro. Here we go. 323. Yep, perfect. I had the older version. Sorry for that. All right, what is it? Money flow. Let's take a look at that one. Liquidity zones, right? These liquidity zones. Are you talking about these ones, right? Perfect. All right. Let's see those colors, all right? So I'm going to be clicking here. And also, let's see. All right. Liquidity zones. Also, I'm going to be enabling fair value gap, and that will be it. All right, let me save this and see where do I have them. It seems like, all right, perfect. Let's go and watch what I have. All right, remember the color code, all right? At this point, I have my liquidity zones, which are purple and blue, all right? And also add my fair value gaps. Why am I adding them together? They both are part of the smart money concept, all right? So they usually go together very nicely. So here's a little tip. Start looking for different indicators that part of the same logic, all right? Do not add them all together, but use them in confluence to find a stronger either support or resistance, all right? So let's see at this point, where do I have my rack? And by the way, this is how pro do we have to go back now and hit it, all right? Just so you have that rack. So I have my fair value gap, which works very nicely with my liquidity zones. Let me turn them off. So you'll see that at this point, this is kind of like a magnetic. And as you can see, we are crossing it over and over. At this point, remember also how am I adding in here my wrap and triangles, all right? Remember my first explanation early today. And I know I'm heading a little bit out, but this is important. So I'm finding kind of like at the center of this triangle, all right? And look at how nicely we start seeing that price breaking below, not able to break it past this one because it's adding to this zone, all right? So as you can see, I'm finding that confluence. Does that make sense now? And then going down, making the breakthrough, going for my smart target, and what else do I have? Well, it seems like the next one, it's all the way down here, all right? So all the way down there, do I need to believe that we're going to be going all the way down there? Well, I need to see the previous movements. The previous movements are giving me at most a 23% movement. So could I be reaching it? Yes, if I have a very bad day, all right? So, but let's not be completely bearish. Remember that we're bullish, and how could I know that? I usually go for my base, my foundations, all right? What is my foundation? My market oracle, all right? Guys, am I bullish or am I bearish, and why based on my market oracle? Please let me know. And then we're going to be adding a little bit on top of those. So don't worry about it. Just give me now, am I bullish or bearish right now? Almost bearish, yes, almost bearish. I would say that I'm bullish so far, still bullish, I'll say it. And I'm going to explain you why. Kind of like half and half, yes. Bullish, above the dynamic reactor, bullish, yes. So let me remind you guys the 3 questions that I asked myself, all right? And for that, I need to change this one to my prime oscillator. So see how am I using confluence to know where am I going to be heading next, all right? So that's the key. So it doesn't matter what tools you are using, you're always going to be using it thinking the same way of confluence, all right? So what I have here, I haven't changed the color, so I am all right. I mean, I would say that I'm bullish because at this point, I could be looking for a a fake out, all right? And I'm being very picky at this point, all right? And the ones that said bearish, I would see why you say bearish, because technically we are below dynamic reactor. We haven't closed that candle. And I completely understand that, all right? But at this point, I kind of kept pushing my boundaries a little bit ahead. Remember, I'm trying to forecast. Why am I forecasting that? Because look at my oscillator. It is not there yet, all right? But seems like I am trying to flip in here, all right? I still have enough space to go all the way down here, all right? But look at what has in this zone, all right? That's why I'm pushing the boundaries to say that I'm still bullish so far until I see a complete breakout, or that candle closing completely below, all right? Usually when I completely break through, I'm looking to see a big body candle. I am green on my signal here, all right? So if I'm green on my signal here, I'm usually bullish. So am I above or below? Since I haven't closed below, I will say it at the reactor. So that's neutral. I'll call it bullish just because this could be a fake out so far, all right? And then I am looking for that flip of the ribbon in here. What's going to define that I'm not going to be having that flip of the ribbon? A big body candle all the way to target number 1, all right? That way, I believe we will be changing to a sell signal. And when we have that sell signal, do we enter on a sell signal, or what are we looking at that point to enter in a short? Let me know. Retest, exactly, Spicy Kim. Exactly. Hey, Ninja NJ. Thank you lots of love there. So waiting for a retest, exactly, waiting for a retest. Since we don't have any big body candles like this one that define a breakthrough, I am willing to say that we could be having more likely than not a retest, all right? So that retest could be very fast. You need to be aware of that, all right? And then maybe coming back down here. So at this point, I'll be turning bearish, and then entering where my dynamic reactor is, where the bottom of my wedge is in here, when my VPVR is in here, all right? And that's it. Now, where am I heading? I'm heading to the downside, all right? That's when I start using the rest of my indicators in here, all right? I'm going to be adding here, like, for example, another ones that I like it. For example, by order blocks. Order blocks, fair value gaps, and liquidity zones, for me, work great together, all right? I'm not saying that you should. Just take a look at one of those, add another one, and see if they play out nicely for you, right? You need to be prepared to decide which indicators you're going to be using and which indicators you're going to be leaving out. Remember, I do suggest, not financial advice, all right? But I do suggest using the least amount of indicators, above 3 indicators, different indicators that give you a great confidence based on how your brain works, all right? On what you see in there. Hey, Saul, what's up, brother? So, top settings in Market Oracle. Where are the TP settings? TP settings. What do you mean with TP settings? Please let me know. In settings on the Market Oracle, I never shared best settings because there are no best settings. That depends on how you are trading and also what asset are you trading and what time frame you're trading. So for that, you need to go watch the additional content. Let me tag it here. Additional content, and then go to the important classes. And from the important classes, click class number 3. If you want even more information, go to check out class number 1. Class number 1 uses different names because that was a previous version, right? All the indicators are still within the same. Like, for example, you see that I refer to the Smart Money Concepts, which now it is the Market Dynamics Pro, just so you know. So names will be a little bit different, but where to get to your configuration and the tips and tricks that I shared on video number 1, they're still pretty much valid and very, very important. Although, if you're starting, go watch video number 3 on additional content, important classes, video number 3. Class 1 and 3 we'll take a look at with dinner. Absolutely. I do suggest you, Crypto Viking, first watching class number 3 and then watching class number 1. The most important class, I would say, that is class number 1, but you just need to understand that many of concept themes will be changed because that was the previous version. I'm working on making a new video with updated information. same information but different names, all right? Updated names, same information. Just so it doesn't looks like a confusion or something like that. But I still don't have release date. I'm working to get a little spot there, a little time that I can do it because, it's end of the year and everything is going crazy around here, especially with the coins moving. I need to keep watching what might be moving there. All right, almost out of time, so let's go back in here. Now, look at where it's going to be my next zone, all right? So, who asked me about the liquidity zones? Please raise your hand so I can hear. Perfect. Thanks for that. So, you see now what I'm looking for my next support, all right? And then if I lose this support, what do you think I'm going to go watch to grab? Liquidity. Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that we're going to be having maybe a retest, a bounce somewhere around here, and then going for that one. Still too early to say. That's why we need to go step by step, all right? And update as we have new information. So what time frame are you looking at now? 4 hours. What do you say class? When he said class 1 and 3, those are not in YouTube. Yes, they are, but they're not labeled as class 1 and 3. You need to go into the additional content, important classes, and inside important classes, you'll be seeing video number 1, which is in YouTube, but it's as video number 1. And then video number 3, which again, it is on YouTube, but it's in this channel labeled as video number 3. So just check, did I answer your question? Let me know. All right, then let's move into the next asset in here. So let's go to, we already have talked about Illuvium. I want to touch on EGLD because we are on a range. We were expecting a little range in there. So nothing out of the ordinary, very nicely, all right? And then we're looking for what guys do you think I'm looking at here? What am I exactly? There you go, Tesla Pilot. Love it. Who else? Remember, those are free points for you. If you just type it here. FOR. What else? Perfect. Yes. I love it. So yes, flip off the ribbon. I'm looking at flip off the ribbon. All right. So it's time for me to start closing this or removing this analysis because it dates a little bit too back far when I was looking for this breaking zone. Look at that breakthrough retest, and off we go to a very nice rank here. And we're looking at a possible bull flag in here, all right? That bull flag re-entry will be set by at least 3 different indicators. One of the most important will be flip of the ribbon at support for a breakthrough or at least the top of that flag. Does that make sense? Let me know if you caught it. Let me know if you agree on that. All right, so for me, let's do this. Also, let's do like that. And also, let's mark my VPVR here, all right? Let's mark my VPVR. And also, let me start adding a couple of other stuff because I believe this is going to be also very nicely. So, next order block will be all the way down here. So, I'm not looking at that order block just yet, all right? I'm going to put it at the back of my head just now because it's too far away for me to say that that price is going to go there, all right? So, yes, I need to forecast step by step as I keep breaking support and resistances. I'm going to be updating what I'm looking at this point, all right? So, I want to add my premium discount zones. Also, I want my swing levels, and I'm going to be also adding my predictive ranges. Also, those 3 combined, for me, works the best, all right? So, as you can see, I go for a group of indicators, right? And then I turn them off. Then I go for another group of indicators, all right? So it seems like my predictive ranges, look at that, they are very, very separated here, all right? This is either cool or scary because if we go to the downside, oh man, that's scary. But if we go to the upside, man, that's cool, right? So let's take a look at what I got here. Yeah. So I am looking to start building a range and a range breakthrough. The first thing I'm going to be looking at is going to be my equilibrium zone. And also I'm going to be looking at maybe some support resistances. Look at where my next support is at. Daily support at the same zone of my equilibrium zone, all right? So I don't want to lose this section. And also look at where I have this red line, this purple line, and of course the line that I previously placed in there with my VPVR, all right? I also have number 1 support. Oh, this is the one that I placed. So let me look that. and then change the color to white. Here we go, perfect. So as you can see, I am having a big resistance here. I need to break that resistance, maybe going to my premium zone, holding for that retest, and then jumping in. That will be my late entry. What's going to be my early entry? My early entry will be at the bottom here, all right? Right here. I don't know which candle, just so you know that it's going to be within that line, all right? As I have FOR right here, all right? Absolutely, master, Lexi, see you then. Thomas, what's up? Yeah, it is a big gap there. So any question on EGLD, what am I expecting? And not to lose anything here, I'm going to be adding an alert here and also an alert somewhere around here. Remember, I'm trying to get a little bit of an early alert. So it rings on my phone, then I come back here and re-estimate whether I'm going to be entering right there or not. I'm going to be leaving it out. All right? So that is basically it on EGLD. Let's jump into Bitcoin. All right, who requested Bitcoin movement from today? And also, what would you like me to talk about on that Bitcoin movement? Let me know. Anybody? All right, Crypto Viking, what's up, brother? So this is our previous analysis. Let me start turning off stuffy here so we can see a little bit better here. All right, remember that I was looking at two important lines, all right? This is my first line because that was my, let me even move it here. Here we go. Because this was my trend line from here, all right? And from this bottom because I still had that rejection. Also, remember that I'm still bullish. Despite I'm moving down, I am still bullish. Why? Because I'm above dynamic reactor. I'm still above 500 pram score, all right? And I have a green candle, all right? I'm going for my very strong support. So you can see that we previously had this boxing here, all right? So where would I start getting worried when I start losing this trend line, which, by the way, you can get an automated trend line in here. Look at that. I already had it, right? By turning on my market dynamics. Then what else was I looking for? If I start losing these trend lines that I have here, along with this one, which was my, well, it was supposed to be, here we go, yeah, which was my VPVR line, all right, that VPVR line, on confluence with my previous trend line, that will be some very important point to know that I'm going to visit the next big support, all right, this big support. Remember, I was looking at, let me remove this one, number 1 support, number 2 support, all right? Seems like I am breaking number 2 support and I'm going farther down. Why? Because I see that I broke below my 0 line. Remember, for me to enter at 1 or to enter at 2 or to enter at 3, I needed to see that FOR wherever it happens, all right? I'm still backing up my trade. Same trade. So what am I looking for? FOR, right? And right now that FOR is not going to be not happening here because it didn't. It's not going to be happening here because it didn't. Now I'm looking at the very bottom of this channel here, right? So FOR at the bottom here at support. Where do I have support? I have support either right now or all the way down here. Let's add to that support. How do I add to that support? Well, then let's take a look at my support resistances. Well, then look at that support, all right? So I'm looking for that FOR. If you ask me, I'd rather enter when I go all the way down here. For me, it's better to Bitcoin go down because will be leaving me to enter on a better position or re-enter a better position. Remember that I'm right now somewhere around, I was 60, 65, enter there. Now I'm a little bit like around, again, 65 to 70% of what I want to enter here. Why? Because of this motion here, I'm laddering in. Not financial advice. This is what I'm doing for the long run, all right? For the short run, what I'm seeing here is that I'm still bullish and my next big support is going to be here. Did I short Bitcoin here? No, I did not short Bitcoin there, but I did short Illuvium, Rune, and what was the other one that I short? I don't quite remember. I need to go back and watch it, but yeah. What does anyone use volume anymore? Because I am using volume. Remember what does momentum goes in here? Crypto Viking. Do you remember what momentum it's built from? Let me know. Oh yeah, we have a, no, all right. So let me go back in here. This is momentum, all right? Momentum, it's built from volume and speed, all right? So your question is, why does anybody use volume? That's a little ambiguous, but I am using volume mixed with speed or money flow, which is right here, all right? If you ask me why I don't only use volume, because I'll be having a latency only by looking at volume. Exactly CT17, volume and speed. Yeah, because I will be having a lagging indicator. Because if you, let's do that. Let's do it. Let me show you in a cleaner chart. Here we go. Look at that. Even I have a second analysis here. Perfect. All right. Let me add that volume so you can see it. It's volume. This is the volume one. Let's click it. All right. Let me turn off this one, and I'm gonna be starting asking you Christian Viking so you can see my perspective. And you can decide, of course you can decide what are you gonna be doing next, all right? All right, right now, this bar. How can I tell if this big or small volume? Look at that EGLD right now popping up. We're gonna be revisiting that if we have time. Oh, 1 minute. All right, Crypto Viking small compared to the other. Oh, perfect. All right. Completely agree on that. So I should not be taking anything there. All right. And this is, bear with me. How big will that candle need to be for me to take an action? How far can I say this is my threshold for me to take an action? Because when I see this one closes and this starts, this volume, it's already gone. Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly. Dimo, you're right. It hasn't closed yet. That's why my question was, how far does this candle needs to be in order for me to take an action? Does that make sense? So where exactly on that candle, on that bar, should I be entering? Does that make sense? So that is a little bit lagging. Exactly. So we do not know, right? Let me explain. We could be knowing how. If we take, oh, come on with my dashboard. All right. If we take, let me go to, just making it worse. All right, here we go. Perfect. If we take the average candle size, we could start maybe making a line somewhere around there. Would you agree that that is my average candle size? All right. If that bar closes above that average candle size, I could be taking an action. But that also be lagging, less lagging than waiting for that candle or that bar to start closing. All right. But still lagging. And I see a red bar. So does that mean that I should be shorting it? Well then, what if I add money flow to this one? It will compensate. Why? Because despite the volume is going down, maybe I start seeing the small money start rushing in, all right? So as you can see, we'll have that contraction that is going to be counteracting my momentum, all right? Because volume is going down, and then I see a rush of money going in, which is going to start curving up my momentum. Does that make sense, Crypto Viking? Exactly, because we're adding a complex mathematic to this one, all right? So we're not just leaving volume by itself. We're using another thing that moves fast, also depends on volume or adds to volume, so it's related to it, all right? Because the more money we have, all right, the greater the volume we're going to be accumulating, all right? But if then we start measuring how fast and how slow does that money rushes in and out, well then, I think we have a much more reactive scenario. Do you now see why I just don't use only the volume bars? Because I mean, I could leave them like that just because of the looks, because the information that I read out of those is already intrinsic in this movement, right? So, and for me, adding more to the volume, adding more to my screen, I barely have enough spacing here. And you know that despite I like to keep my charts clean, I do that spaghetti, right? So it start getting clutter and clutter and clutter and clutter. So that's why I say bye-bye to the volume. But if you find it useful, discard what I just said and use it, because that is the way to go, right? So your way, it is the way. So this is the way, right? So your favorite cousin Italian. What is it? Yeah, absolutely. Mamma mia, right? Perfect. So that is why. Guys, we need to run, but let's take a look at our alarm here, right? Let's see what's happening now. EGLD, and let me turn on those candles. So I guess that we are at the bottom, but I don't think we have flip of the ribbon then, so I'm gonna be moving my, oh, come on, where are my candles? Here we go. Yeah, at the bottom. Candle has not yet closed. All right. There is an imminent risk that we break below because we still had spacing here, right? So I'm gonna add another alarm here, a bit lower, just in case. All right. That will be it. I'm gonna be watching EGLD today, throughout the day. One of my screens is gonna keep there because I'm looking at that flip of the ribbon to appear, all right? So guys, any questions on today's class, please let me know. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, do agree on that, brother. Great class, thanks. Thank you, pilot. Aaron, can you run over the VR VP? Are you talking about this in here? All right, Aaron, I do prefer to send you to a YouTube channel because this is a free indicator. This is not chart primes. And you're going to have a much, much larger, although this is just the sideways volume. Just so you know, it is the same volume, but sideways, so you can have where exactly do we have that volume spike. Use it as support resistance as you have the spikes, and see them as boxes. I'm going over that, but nonetheless, do not skip the YouTube videos, please. So what I do in here, I look at that. This is kind of like at the base and then the other base. So I grab this zones in here, right? So for me, that's a box. That's an entry box. What is the center of that entry box? Of course, the spike, all right? The spike here. So I use them for support resistance boxes. The greater the spike, or the bigger the VPVR zone is going to be. So does that make sense? Perfect. Anytime, brother. So de nada del toro. So guys, let's go right here to the standalone. So guys, thank you so much for joining today's class 101 Chart Prime. Hopefully you have a great day today. Remember, keep an eye on that flip of the ribbon. And also, we are still bullish, but again, it is not about entering for the long everywhere or anywhere just because we're bullish. Not financial advice, all right? But we're looking for that crazy support with flip of the ribbon along something else, all right? While still being bullish, all right? So take a look at your indicators, keep it calm, and then remember that always use a stop loss, all right? If you have any questions, please let us know on the crypto chat, on the Forex chat, or on any public chats. We're going to be there for you guys. Also, keep an eye on our analysis. And guys, very important, if somebody from the team DMs you, it is not us. We do not DM. In fact, when we have a DM, we redirect you to the main server to avoid any confusions, right? So if you have something private to tell us, request a ticket on the help section. We're going to be opening a private ticket for you so we can go deep dive into whatever you need. So guys, thank you so much for being today here. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.